Hi, welcome back. Glad to see everyone as usual. We talked about organic and geometric lines last week, and also the importance of the space around your artwork, which is called, come on, tell me, shout it at me, negative space. That's right. And then your actual drawing or your sculpture or your woven basket, it's called positive, you're right. So our geometric lines, straight, directive, man-made, mechanical, and our organic lines are flowing and open and moving. There's an artist that I actually love his work. His name is Vincent van Gogh. That's how we Americans say it. I said, but I listened to the proper sound, the way you should say it, and it's Vincent van Gogh, because it's G-O-G-H, which is Gogh, if you sound it out. He created hundreds of pictures of art. Some were sketches, some were actual drawings, and sometimes he sat down and did hundreds at a time. He would go out into a field and sit all day long and draw the same scene, or actually sketch it. I don't believe that the artists back then, they went out with a piece of charcoal and they would sketch and sketch and sketch. And as the sun moves and the clouds come in and the wind blows, his artwork, you're going to be able to see all of that movement. He was exceptional at excuse me, organic lines. It's hard to differentiate between the two when I'm teaching the both at the same time. He did several self-portraits, and you can see the sorrow in his eyes. You can see the colors that he used that were, not your bright, inviting, peppy colors, because he was known to have a really difficult life, and he was not appreciated until after he was not on this earth anymore. But his use of colors and his method of brushstrokes, which even though his artwork is really organic, you'll see that he uses very geometric brushstrokes in his paintings. I mean, all of this just lets us see that he had a tremendous talent. See, his eyes saw color differently than we do. His eyes actually seem to break it up into two colors. He would lay a blue and a red next to each other, and because artwork generally is viewed from far away, you create this purple color. He created browns. He used that yellow orange quite a bit in his artwork as well. And even though his artwork wasn't appreciated in his lifetime, it's been used in college studies and in studies like ours, which are just as good as college. We're just on our road there right now. Because he was poorly trained. He didn't have any training. He tried so many different occupations, jobs. He went to several different countries in Europe. It's easier to travel around in Europe. But he found his own art because he constantly tried and did it over and over again. It was a passion inside him. So today we get to appreciate his artwork. A lot of it's gone. He also had a lot of writings he wrote to his brother quite often. There's actually 3 books, I believe, that contain all of his writings. But as I said before, he would sit out in nature. He would just look around him. He used his ears and his eyes, and his mind held things. But he's a good teacher of sketching. Go out, get your sketchbooks, get your pieces of paper, lightly sketch, go around, no details, just get the feeling of it. And get those emotions and things that interest you down on canvas, just like he did. Because lucky us, we get to enjoy his artwork, even if they didn't appreciate it in his time. So the lesson that we're going to be doing today revolves around his movement, his way of drawing things. You're going to have an unusual twist on it, so to speak. I'm going to have you take those organic lines and throw them into that geometric pool, okay? So have fun, and I'll see you there. Now we're ready to begin our lesson on positive and negative space, organic and geometric shapes. I was talking about Mr. Van Gogh and talked about how they sketched and they did all of their work outdoors and did it over and over again. We're going to look at the amazing organic lines that he's presented here. To me, it reminds me of a lion's mane. It's just curly. And notice that some of them are thicker, some of them are thinner. You need that to get that depth. This one is very calm. It looks like a really super calm day. You can see by the lines. Now, these are all organic. They're flowing and moving. And what I think we need to do is to take our brain and switch it on and off. So we're going to take a regular piece of printer paper, and I'm going to put my pencil here so that I can line it up. Now, you're going to pinch in the middle and go out. That's how you get a pretty gosh darn good crease on your paper that's even. So on the top of it, I would like you to think of a tree. We're going to start with a tree because you can do that flowing lines. And on the top here, what I'm going to do is, let's put a tree here. Now, this is called sketching. It's loose, it's quick, and it's the beginning of a serious piece of artwork. If you're going to do a painting or something like that, you're going to need to sketch it out first. Put some of these in there. Now, I was talking about going in there and thickening your lines. Thicken them so it looks like you can see inside that tree. And remember, don't fill it all in because you won't have that negative space. Now, it's got to be somewhere. I should have told you about the horizon line. We always need, when we're doing a landscape, a horizon line. It's where the sky meets the earth. Whether it's the ocean, whether it's the mountains, whether it's your backyard, you need to have a horizon line. You can go above it if you want to put some hills in the back. Now, sketching. I'm not looking at anything. This is coming out of my head, but I have looked at his works, and I know that he had lots of flowing lines. See how freely when you're sketching? Now, clouds, just be loose with them. Because if you're going to do a painting, you're going to know that this is going to be the sky, the clouds. Then you begin to add color when you're ready. Now, I'm going to go in here and darken some of these. And you're going to see that it'll give it some depth. We don't need to color anything in with our pencil. We only need to give ourselves an idea of where we're going. Now, this is a very, very organic drawing. So what we're going to do is we're going to be flipping it over and trying the same thing. Well, let's do it this way. Let's look at it and change this into a purely geometric. Geometric means straight lines. You can do some angles in there to show where the tree would be. Now, looks pretty stiff and stark, doesn't it? Which shows you the use of these lines is going to create where is this place that you're drawing. Here's, instead of our curly, we're going to go straight up and down, straight up and down, straight up and down. Then I'm going to go in here and fill this in. Get some thick lines. Now, clouds, ready? There we go. Mountains, definitely peaks, straight peaks. And then on the bottom, we're going to do our lines this way to show the way that the plant life is growing. These look like pyramids, so I'm just going to change that a little bit. There we go. So
that's your sketching, that's your getting ready. Then the next step would be to get a little more serious with it. This is my simple sketch. This is a more thoughtful sketch. When you're doing it, be mindful of that positive and negative space. This is not filled in and this is not filled in. Now, darkening these lines will change everything. Once you get to this point, it's pretty much like, I like this. This is going to work out really well. That's when you can move into color. I have a sketch right here of the organic, curly, not finished. Here's my son. I didn't want to do a circle in the corner. And again, once you start darkening these in, when you're satisfied with it, feel free to add color. No color, color. Big difference. And that will also create the mood, the season. What time of day is it? So practice your sketching. Use your organic and your I almost said mathematical, because that's what I always think of, your geometric lines to create a scene that you're going to feel comfortable coloring if you feel like it. Do it over and over again. Every time you do it, it's going to change. Super quick sketch, got the idea, go back, do it again, add more, use your imagination, look at a picture from a book if you choose, but try your landscape and start with your horizon line.
So I know I gave you a lot to do as far as your projects go. I know you can handle it, and you have plenty of time to do it in between your other school stuff. It's kind of like going to be like your reward. You get to sit down and do this over and over again if you want to. Take this again and share it with someone else. Don't forget about the negative space is as important as the positive. It's really hard to think of that because negative space is empty space. It's like little tiny molecules that you can't see. So try hard, don't give up, and remember, this is just the beginning of our journey. We have a long way to go. I'll see you next class.